There's a surprising amount to it. But
that little note there, they were just the subtitle said the last piece of narration is that it's 2 months after that pod
after the
crashed,
right.
and so now I think we made a male character.
Yeah, I was gonna
last
go
time. Do you want to go female this time? All right.
still
show
gonna name
off
it
some
Ethan,
of the
though, right?
character selections. I dig this hairstyle right here.
I like it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with this. And I can get lost in this for quite a while.
Yeah,
You can
there's
do eyes.
a lot of different options.
You
there
can
was
do
a
skin tone.
freckles setting.
That's right. There was a freckle setting in there. We're gonna do some skin tone. We're gonna go down to help me out here, Ethan.
So we got.
I want to go to
cheekbones.
eyes.
Eyes are. I think you want to back up. There they are. Then one more down.
Oh,
Nope.
I'm sorry. Go
There
one
you
more
go.
down.
That's
Thank
eyes.
you.
You bet.
So let's see. We've got a couple of different eye options we can go for here. I love the eye options
I know.
because you can do some really amazingly creepy
yeah.
choices here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with these. And then I'm gonna just jump in at this point. I've
Yeah.
shown a little tiny bit
Right.
of character customization, but I could get lost in a demo of character.
There's a lot of good
customization
facial
alone.
tattoos. If you want to go the Mike Tyson route, so.
Now I'm gonna follow up on my naming convention from the last game, of course, from the last demo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, why not?
I think it's
Okay.
tradition at
yeah,
this point.
it is tradition. So this is the character who finds us. Her name is Elma. She's
Right.
waking us up from the stasis pod. This is the awakening sequence here, which I'm going to actually skip through because.
So your pod is kind of announcing stuff like
Yeah.
pod opening in 10 seconds, kind of like that.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, you bet.
So there's
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if there's anything I like, it's consistency. I'm an editor at heart. So there we go. We're going to go with Ethan.
I can see a little bit of myself in this person, you know.
There's a little of Ethan in all of us.
Sure.
So at this moment, you can summarize a bit of what's going on really
Sure.
quickly as I skip through some of these dialogue
So
scenes.
she's kind of bringing us up to speed slowly, asking us if we can move.
Yeah.
And so you can choose yes or no. There's actually a fair number of points that you're given to choose a couple different options, make decisions. So she's going to give us some equipment here.
She's giving us our initial loadout, and she's also kind of catching us up on all this stuff
Right.
that you and I were talking about a moment ago.
Right.
We'll jump through some of these things.
Explaining that you're supposed to follow the yellow arrow to your next objective.
So right now we're in a pretty enclosed space. It's not as open as it's going to get. It's also nighttime. It's rainy. It's a little dark.
Right.
But you can see on the mini-map here, you can see an arrow telling me where I ought to go. I am going to go that way after I take a quick zoom around so that you can see the sky. And we're back where we started. Going to start running.
This game is beautiful.
It really is. I mean, you'll see it more in a little bit here, but it does catch you right away. Like it is pretty visually stunning.
Now we're going to jump into our first battle. So I want to do like a real overview here. You can talk about a bit of the battle here too.
Yeah, you bet.
First thing you're going to notice in this opening battle is you've got the arts palette from the previous game, from Xenoblade Chronicles, but there are a number of changes to it this time around. Jump into the battle now as Angry Bug lunges at me.
Yep.
First of all, I can change instantly now from melee to ranged attacks.
Right.
So I'm going to attack this guy. Got him targeted here. Melee attacks and ranged attacks, all attacks will build up your TP, these points that you use to build up or to trigger your arts. I only have 2 arts down there right now, my Assault Hammer.
And just like in Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii, your main attack is this auto attack that just goes on, but what I love is that you're able to switch back and forth between melee and ranged now.
Now I'm ranged.
At will. I think
I
melee
can stay a
builds up
little
that
farther.
TP faster. So
That's the thing. I'm a little farther away. I'm a little safer now. I'm going to try to keep the camera tracked on this guy who's scurrying around me. Whoa, he's getting away from me.
Elma's kind of peace out on this one.
Oh,
there she is.
No, she's fine. She's
Okay.
fine. So I step back. I'm using my ranged attack. I'm not earning as many TP. I didn't need it really at this point, so it didn't matter too much. But if I want to earn up TP more quickly, I have to get into the mix, experience a little bit more danger.
She liked your moves, by the way.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad we're getting along well at this stage in the game.
well.
I'm going to just cut her off right there, though.
That's fine. Yeah,
We're gonna move
she's
on
a
to
bit
the-
talky.
Move on to the next scene. Now, at this point, we're going to run past a few enemies. I don't think I'm going to fight them at this stage unless they're going to fight me
No,
first.
you won't see too many hostile enemies this early on, but
I'm going to crack open some gear here and see what I find. Here we go.
so one thing that we've learned in playing this early build is that you'll find treasure chests like that or bits of equipment that are just laying about, and the way it was explained to us by members of the development team was that you're inserting a data probe into this device to sort of leach whatever materials or information it might have. You get some experience points for doing that. And if you really look around, you'll find ones that you can't open because there's a level that you have to raise by, expanding sort of your social circles in town and getting more people involved in the town that we'll see up ahead here. But that's kind of another interesting element about making, you're not just finding a treasure box, opening it. There's, some amount of leveling up
Preparation
involved.
and
Yeah.
what that goes into it. That is
So-
cool.
A few seconds ago, I stopped to take a look at a sleeping creature. It's nighttime right now when I got taken out of my stasis pod. So that creature was just sitting there slumbering, not really paying attention to me. These guys, you can see these red marks over there, over next to their level ranking and stuff like that. The red marks mean they're hostile. Means that if they detect you either by sight or sound, they're going to attack you. This circle around those marks means that if one of them attacks you or you attack one of them, their buddy, if their buddy is within range of detecting you, he's going to jump in too. So these are pack animals. These bugs up here. What do you think? Fight or no fight?
Yeah, go for
All
it.
right,
You gotta
all right. They haven't seen me yet, so I'm just going to... Oh, maybe they did see me. So I'm going to take a few shots at them. His buddy hasn't noticed that we're shooting him yet, which is working out in my favor. Now, something like... Ethan's fluent in Japanese. I only understand nothing at all. So
You only are not.
I only don't understand anything. So I didn't know about this thing here, but Ethan pointed out to me the battle menu I can bring up mid-battle. There's no pause, so I can't like pause the game to do this. But if I'm quick enough, I can go through the battle menu and miss an
We
opportunity
can talk
there.
about those things later.
See if I can do this now. And tell my buddy Elma to focus her attack on my target.
Use your shield.
Yeah, it's time for me to use that shield because while I've been talking, battle's been getting a little heated.
Immediately you can see though that this is battle number 2. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's fun. I think it could be overwhelming, at first glance to people who aren't as used to playing these real-time RPGs, but it is actually quite manageable. But it kind of, even in these early battles, it creates some tension where you're like, oh crap,
there was
I've got
tension,
a
all right.
lot to manage here, because you don't have turns, you don't have a pause, and it makes even these early battles
oriented
feel
again.
Sense of you
important.
getting thrown
Yeah,
into
There we
the
go. I'm
fire.
going off
Oh,
this
yeah.
way.
I mean, you're fresh out of the pod.
You are fresh out of the pod.
And now I'm going to run away for a little bit. I think that's been my motif for this E3 is run away,
Sure.
run away, run away.
Yeah.
And take us out into this big, expansive vista. This is your first real opportunity to see the scope of this of the world, and even this is just going to represent a fraction of what the final, what your final experience is going to be when you get deeper into the game. The sky clears up, day breaks, everything goes clear again, and you can see off into the distance. Really dig that hair.
She's welcoming you to your new planet.
So you're going to take a few moments here. You're going to see just the depth of, the depth of field on this stuff, how far off you can see. You're going to see a lot of gigantic lumbering critters, one of which is going to be rearing its head as soon as this night fog clears up.
It's kind of a convenient sun break,
Yeah, well timed. Now you can also see for the first time the crashed city that ejected from your ARC ship.
Yep.
That's our destination for this demo. We'll see if we can make it the time that we have left. I'm going to let this one run a little bit longer because I want you to see, well, this. I'll run up to one of these guys.
Like
this
that
guy is
dance
still
sound.
in the distance. That's what I want to stress is he's still pretty far away from us.
Yeah.
When we get up close with him, I just want to. I'm going to go track him down and get like a sense of scale for us, because that's what I love about this game right now is this sort of like the majesty of it, like these.
On that note,
views. Oh yeah,
if I could
take it
for a
away. Take it away.
moment. So my brother Taylor actually works at Nintendo, and we grew up playing RPGs together, and I've got tons of good memories of that. And I remember those moments at the beginning of RPGs, in those 8-bit RPGs, where you would have that sense of like, wow, this world is so huge. And that's what I loved about this, is that the graphics are much further along. It's obviously we're further down the sort of RPG evolutionary path, but I had that same this moment here gave me that same thing that really was like, oh yeah, I haven't felt this since my childhood. Like, this is a huge world I'm stumbling into, and I want to go explore it.
And it's a sense of majesty. I think that's the word.
Exactly. And with those early RPGs, you got that feeling, and then you very quickly butted up against the 8-bit boundaries of that world. But here, it's like the promise holds true. you can really go anywhere you can see. We've made it. We're here.
So, any second now, we're going to get back into the exploration mode of this game. Right now, she's basically telling us where we have to go,
right?
But that we can get there however we want to.
Yep.
And that's going to be true throughout this game. Is I can dive into the middle of the worst situation right now.
Yeah.
I can just go and get in way over my head instantly.
That's right.
Which I think I might do.
So she's explaining that's our destination. She says, "Hold on, that's a cliff."
Thanks.
And
that is not your destination.
Appreciate that. So this is why it's good to have a translator here.
So she said she's not going to stop us from jumping off.
That's good.
But
nobody can stop me.
She wouldn't recommend it because the enemies down there are particularly tough.
And I'm not in a position to deal with them right now.
Then she's explaining the safer path is over here, which
path.
This is I think generally the path that we took last time.
Yeah, and I'll probably wind up there as soon as I get myself torn to shreds, jumping off this cliff. But I am going to jump off this cliff.
Oh.
I'm going straight into the mix.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll see how this goes.
Let's get bloody.
First thing I want to do, though, is turn and run away. Now, first thing I'm going to do here is jump into the menu system and see if I have any items. I don't know if I picked up anything super good yet.
Yeah.
So what I want to tell you about the characters here is that you've got two different sets of, like two different categories of stats. You've got your inner stats. Your inner stats represent your hit points, your core abilities, basically, your core stats. But they're also your equipment. So right here I've got my default equipment listed right here in my parts. But I picked up some extra stuff. And this thing right here, I've got another weapon.
What is that?
It's kind of hard to read from this distance.
A dual gun? Dual guns.
Right.
Yeah.
Two guns better than one, so I'm gonna. Oh, I'm not high enough level, am I?
No. Yeah.
So that's gonna have to wait.
Pretty frequently, but
let's see if
you're not gonna
you know what?
They're
gonna make me grind for it. So I'm gonna go grind for it.
Yeah.
So you've got your inner stats, and I'm gonna grind the worst way possible. Here we go.
Or the best way.
Yep. There we are. Nice landing. Really stuck the landing.
Very stylish.
So, like I said, you got two stats. You've got your inner stats, and you've got your class stats. Your class stats are related to the class that you selected for your character. I will take a moment to jump into that menu and see what we've got. So, character classes right down there. So you've got a pretty robust character tree.
Sweet.
Each of these characters classes, like you can progress through the tree however you want, and you get different arts in your art palette as you level up, right? So you can customize your arts palette with all of these different skills that you pick up as you go through these different classes. You can also change class on the fly, like mid-battle even. You can just change it mid-battle if you find that a skill set that you need isn't in your arts palette. You can change up and start developing that skill right then, right there. So since I am fresh out of the pod,
Just quickly, turn and take a look out at the water for me. Go out to the shoreline.
Yeah.
So
just take a moment.
Take a moment to
I do want to get to battle, but I just want to let people know, like,
I'm afraid to get to battle.
when we were spending some time with the game back in the Treehouse, I wanted to test that theory of like where can I go. So I've swam out to those islands. I've swam out around the town here.
It's
over
a bit
to
of
the right.
I did that too. It's a bit of a long swim. I actually went all the way around the base. I had a quiet afternoon. I went all the way around the city.
Yeah.
It took a long time of swimming. I'm gonna power swim for a little
bit.
bit.
I haven't really found the boundaries of this zone, so I'm kind of curious to figure out exactly how far it goes.
So this guy's level 4. I'm not.
You're not. No.
I'm nowhere near level 4.
No.
So I don't know if I should do what I'm about to do with my gun to this guy.
2, and Elma is level 5.
2 plus 5 is 7. Is that how it works? So I'm going to have to be real careful with my skills. So there we go. I stunned him. I picked up a new art, by the way. I have leveled up, and I've got a new art in my palette, and I'm going to try to use that. You can see that its charge time is slowly building up.
Right.
It's charged up now, and the charge time, the charge meter down there is slowly building up again.
Yep.
I'm going to take a moment to shield myself, too. I'm still keeping my distance and letting Elma do the tough work so that I can talk for a while, basically. As these charge meters, I'm okay for now.
Yeah.
As these charge meters are building up, they can build up to the point where I can use them, and then they'll build up again to a so whoop. Never take your hand off the gamepad. I keep doing that in these demos. I'm going to gesture with the other hand for a while. I'm a hand talker. The charge will build up a second time.
There you go.
Hand on the controller. Didn't miss that one. And I'm going to charge it up a second time, and if I let that charge go a second time...
Which is the green dot that's kind of progressing around there.
Yeah, it's taking its time. It's very... I'm going to use this guy real quick right there.
Yeah.
Just so I can still be doing some damage.
Elma's hurting a little bit.
Elma needs a little shielding, so I'm going to... Oh, now I'm hurting.
Still able
We're
to
both
slide
hurting.
Like a champ.
This is bad.
No worries.
That move is amazing.
So I let that thing build up to its second level, and the Assault Hammer now has its second...
Oh, you did it. Nicely done.
It's because I let that thing build up to its second level, its second charge. It had an added effect.
Right.
Different skills have different effects. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and talk about that a little bit while I run for my life.
So...
No, we're fine now. We're fine.
I think once you get out of battle, your hit points recover pretty quickly. You can talk more about sort of the unique healing things that, we'll get to that in a little bit. But
I did okay.
But basically, yeah, like you were saying with arts, as each art doubles up for its second recharge, it's going to have an additional effect that differs from art to art. So that shield you had, you can use it twice in a row if you let it build up all the way. So you can use it on yourself and your ally. The attack, I think it's called the Fire Burst.
Yeah, Fire Burst, that's right.
That you were using there. That gets, it adds additional fire damage when it builds up twice in a row. The other thing that's kind of interesting.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, just go for it, man.
The
other thing that's interesting is you'll notice, so right now you can see, Ed, the 2 on the left are building up.
Right.
The one on the right is not. So he's doing ranged attacks. Now he's doing melee. Now he's back to range.
Go back to melee.
So go to ranged again.
All right.
So you can see those the green circles are progressing.
Right.
Okay, because those are both ranged base arts. Now if he switches, go ahead and switch back to melee. Those circles are going to stop moving.
Right.
So they're not going to continue to build up. You've got other melee arts. Nice huge success there.
Thank you.
But anyway, so you've got to juggle that need for melee or range and which arts you're trying to build up.
Yeah. While you're in the heat of battle.
There it is. One other thing that we haven't, he's just running circles around me. We haven't talked too much about how I can target different body parts too.
That's right.
And I can't do it now because he's all dead. But you'll see on the just to the right of the arts palette, you'll see a couple of words. You'll see like front/middle, side/middle. That tells you where you are in relation to the enemy, front, side, or back for the enemy. And it also tells you what ground you're on in relation to them, like high, middle, low. I forget the exact verbiage because I haven't had too much high ground or low ground. So you have different benefits that come from different kinds of ground.
Yeah.
And as you get different skills in your arts palette, as you get different abilities, you'll start discovering certain abilities that depend on ground or have added effects on certain ground or certain facing.
Right.
Skills, because I want new weapons. I want to show off. Can we equip?
We'll see.
Are we there yet? We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
No. Oh, I just.
Do you
want
have
new
any
stuff.
other gear?
I do have new armor. So there's
New
you
armor,
saw my
that'll
old
help.
armor right there.
Right.
I can swap out to some new armor. You can see it represented there on my character straight away.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to swap out my guns when I level up a little bit more, but
Yeah. We can check back in a little bit. You might get some new headgear or whatnot.
I'm gonna hop into my arts palette too and see if I've earned enough battle points to level up my assault hammer. That's the one I need the most. So on this screen, I can modify my arts palette. Right now, it's not even full, so any new skill I get goes straight into the arts palette. Later on, I'll have a ton of different arts, and I'll want to determine how I level those arts up and which ones I'm using. So I can level up in my class. I can also level up my individual arts by spending these battle points. There's my assault hammer. Let's see if... oops, I moved it. Put you back where you belong. Now I'm going to level up my assault hammer. It should improve my charge time. Maybe?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
It improves my charge time right there slightly, 40 seconds to 33 seconds. It also improves, I think, my damage.
Yeah, it does.
A couple other things about it. I don't know what else I have battle points for, but I'm going to save those battle points for later. So I just did a little tiny bit of leveling, a little tiny bit of character customization before I go and target this angry guy who doesn't even know I'm coming.
I think we called that a rump shot.
The rump shot.
Yeah, we called that a rump shot last time.
So right now I'm
I think
targeting...
we don't do that.
what did you do?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay, off camera. This is off camera talk.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch back to my ranged weapon.
Go.
Going to shield myself
You
up.
got a fire burst that's almost ready to go.
Got a fire burst. I'm going to lob his way. Going to get back in there with the melee and try to charge up my points. If I do get knocked down, there it is. If either I or Elma, for that matter, get knocked down, we can bring each other back from our knocked out state at a cost of 1,000 TPs. So, you know, it's good to build up your points, and there's a reason to save them, especially if you're getting into a tough battle.
Right, if you see the battle's going south in a hurry, you know, and that you haven't been using your arts, you can hold off and then revive a fallen ally as soon as they go down. So
now I'm making some discoveries and finding some new terrain.
Oh yeah, grab that. That's going to be something you can explore.
Right over here. Oh yeah, right that. Tell them what I'm digging through.
What is that? Oh yeah, some leavings, dino droppings.
Dino.
We don't have the official term for this right now, but
yeah, we're working on our glossaries.
Yeah,
I think you all get the idea.
You definitely dug through. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that movement.
Whatever I found in there, I earned. I earned that the hard way. Yeah.
But not quite so
gigantic.
up close.
I'm just going to keep going up until I'm right next to him, so you can see exactly how big they are.
Yeah, you don't even.
Hi, Toenail.
Yeah.
How are you?
You're not even as tall as his
Toenail. I'm not even as tall as his Toenail.
Get some underbelly. Can you look up there? You know.
He'll look up there only if you say get some underbelly again.
There you go.
Nice.
There. Get that underbelly.
There we go.
Nicely done.
Little scope.
So he's just drinking.
Oh.
Wow.
There's his head.
He's just drinking.
Let's not swim that way.
Yeah, you could.
Let's go swim the other way.
You could attack this guy.
Oh yeah, I want to show off what level he is. So where am I? Maybe level 2, level 3.
Yeah.
He's maybe level 45.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah.
I dare you to attack this guy.
Oh, Ethan.
Do it.
Oh, Ethan.
Do it.
You know how I am.
No. He doesn't.
So now we're gonna
get
get
drinking anymore.
We're gonna. He's not.
I think you just took 70,000 damage.
So he just stepped right on me. He stepped on both of us.
Yeah.
So we're right back where we started. Don't do that to me.
So that happened.
There was a short battle. We knew how it was going to end.
But I do like though that you can do that. It doesn't punish you horribly. You know,
it punished you.
I mean, well, you don't lose a lot of progress, but it does. It allows you. It doesn't gate you away from taking on enemies like that right out the gate. So
this does give me a chance to show the setting of the sun maybe off in the distance, how it's behind some hills. You see our twin moons coming out. There's one over there. Actually, we got 3 moons. Where is
All
it?
the
I don't know where
moons.
the third one is. Maybe that was that. Did I show that moon already?
I don't know.
And you can also see a little bit of the day-night cycle.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to show you too much of the weather cycle, but animals behave differently during different times of day. Animals behave differently in different weather patterns. Whether
Yeah.
you see flyers out at night depends a little bit on the. Have I done enough grinding for our boss battle?
You're close. I mean, if you get in maybe one more on your way
Alright.
there.
Because I'm going to have to head to our boss battle if we're going to do this in any kind of reasonable time. Oh yeah, knocked him down.
Yep.
Gonna assault. Yeah, that's doing okay. I'm still gonna throw a shield up because I don't know how this is gonna go.
Right.
Build up some TP up close. Get run into. Run away a little bit. Get some range while my arts build up. Yeah, because normally I've earned another art by this time, so I think maybe some grinding is called for.
Is in order. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So, oh, Elma, sorry about that. No, she's doing okay.
I love this
though.
guy taking no notice.
Yeah.
Like, I just want no part in this right
It's
now.
like, it's fine. It's fine, I'm eating. Doesn't matter what my buddy's doing. It's more grass for me.
Exactly.
They're very frugal. They're prudent. They're prudent warriors.
So one thing I was noticing in that battle that we haven't talked about yet is something that the developers are calling soul voice.
Right, yeah.
And this is something I think is going to become another interesting thing to play around with in the full game. But you'll notice
Little
that.
these guys too.
Yeah, you'll notice. I'll try and call it out when it happens. But
Yeah.
your partners in battle call things out to you, specific instructions.
There's a new one.
Asking you to use specific types of arts. There's one. She's asking for melee arts right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch back to melee then, if that's what she's looking for.
And then Ed, you can see there's this soul stage meter. It's a little hard to see there above the arts palette.
Right.
And as Rich basically does what Elma is asking, that's going to increase. And basically just sort of their battle affinity is going to go up. He's got one now. And that's going to just add a number of buffs
Where are you?
as they go along. And there's actually this whole sub-menu where you can choose what type of battle conditions are going to cause that sort of soul voice interaction to happen. And then what sort of positive results you'll get from that. So that's going to be one more thing that players who love customization are really going to dive into. I know this is kind of a lot for us to drop on you right now, but you're holding up well. You're holding up well.
I think we're hitting the important thing, which is there's a lot to this game.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of ways to customize your gameplay.
Right.
And your individual characters and their behaviors. Based on what it is that you want your characters to be doing, how you want to focus your gameplay.
Yep.
As I finish this battle, and we're doing okay. I think I am going to take an opportunity to see if I'm able to use the weapons that I found earlier.
Right.
Boom. And then I'm going to run off to the city. I'm going to try to get there as quickly as I can. So let's see here. We got a new thing I can't use here. Our item drops have been different every time.
They have been, and you're finding pretty high-level stuff.
Yeah,
so
this is not going to do
that
me
would
any
be
better.
going backwards.
Yeah, it's a step
That's okay.
back.
I think you're probably got it as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had some pretty sweet drops in the previous demos, so I'm feeling jealous.
One more thing.
The old me, the me that was. Okay, what was it? Go ahead.
You can never
I
go
can
back
never
to
go
the old
back.
you. Take a look to the left. I don't know if we can see them. And
Up
look
to that
up.
crest,
So
yeah.
Do you see those islands up there?
Yeah.
That to me
They're
is
seemingly
is intriguing.
inaccessible.
Yeah,
That's a big question
I'm
mark.
hoping we'll be able to go there someday. I've
Together?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go there
In our
together.
happy Xenoblade world.
Xenoblade honeymoon.
Anyway, but yeah, there's stuff like that, or like this crazy land structure just sticking out
Right.
that you see, and you're like, I want to go to there right now.
Oh,
But
I'm still so far away.
oh wow, yeah. Make sure you're running. You can,
Yeah,
you can dash
I'm
with
just
the L stick.
gonna speed up my run, and then I'm probably gonna run off a cliff. that'd be terrible right now.
I think you're good.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. You've probably seen me picking up some of these little glowing things.
Yeah.
These are just these odd little field items are quest-related objects, so that when you do make it to the hub town, Neo Los Angeles up here, when you make it to the hub town, you'll find people who are asking you to go out on specific quests to get items that they'll craft for you. So these are items that are going to come into play later on. I'm just picking them up now because I have an opportunity to start harvesting things early.
Yeah, and that was something in Xenoblade for the Wii as well.